Happy Monday, everyone. Carmen Braaksma here with Choose Joy with Carmen. And today is Monday, November 8th. And I'm here today to do another one of my cards for my MoJOY Monday. And today we're going to this month we're focusing on gratitude. So I thought today's card would be great to focus on a card that you could send to a family member or a friend, um, basically letting them know that you thought of them today and that you're glad that they're in your life. So basically, it's your gratitude for having them in your life. So that's the card that we're going to do today. And the stamp sets that I'm using is the Gorgeous Leaves. And because there are no sentiments in this, I decided to use the Love of Leaves for my sentiment. Plus, this is bundled, or well, it was bundled. Now, you can get I don't think it's bundled in the catalog, but you can still get the dies for it. And they're really nice. They're stitched leaves. And so I really like them. And but I think what I really like about it is this piece that comes with it. You can add this really nice stitch look to your card. So that's what we're going to be using today. So let's go ahead and get started on that card. So I'm going to show you one today, but then I'll show you two others that I did in a different color and why I did that. So today we are going to start off on this one with the Cherry Cobbler card base. And I went ahead and in the mini catalog, let me grab that and see what the name of this embossing folder is. I'm using the Timeworn type 3D embossing folder. I really just like that look. So I went ahead and embossed that on a basic white, and that's what it looks like. So we're going to go ahead and put that on our card front. And because it is embossed, I like to use the liquid glue so that I make sure that it gets in all those crevices, because sometimes the Stampin' Seal, I suppose if you use the Stampin' Seal Plus that it would be better as far as adhesion, but I'm going to go ahead and just use the liquid glue on this. And we're going to add that to our card front. And then then that way you can move it around and get it just the way you like it. That's the one good thing about the liquid glue. Okay, then we are going to work on, what I did was I took, and I will put all the dimensions like each week in the description, but I went ahead and took a smaller piece and I ran it through the die cut with that with this that I showed you earlier, and that gives it this nice look on the side here. And I went ahead and already stamped the sentiment, I thought of you today, and I did it also in the Cherry Cobbler. So let's go ahead and adhere. Well, first we are using this designer series paper because it has all these different colors. So we're going to first go ahead and adhere this down. And again, I'm going to use a liquid glue just because of this stitching that's on there. So let's get some liquid glue on the back of this so that we can adhere this. And I kind of just put it kind of in the middle. You can move it around, get it where you like it. And I'm just going to adhere that down. Then I'm going to take and adhere that to another Cherry Cobbler piece as a matting. And then I took, let's get this down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, then I took in the, there's these in the Love of Leaves. There is, well, not the Love of Leaves, I'm sorry. It's in the Gorgeous Leaves. So I wanted this image here. So I went ahead and I stamped that. And I'm going to do 3 different colors. And basically I took that image and I stamped it, I off-stamped it. So I inked it up, and we're going to use these 3 colors. We're going to use the Cinnamon Cider, the Merry Merlot, and the Mossy Meadow. And with this image, I went ahead and inked up in each of those colors, and I off-stamped it onto a piece of scrap paper, and then I stamped it onto my basic white because I didn't want a stark color. Because then what I went ahead and did is I took the die cut from the set and I die cut that image out, which leaves you with this. And then I took the cherry cobbler and I die cut it out with this so that I can place that over. That's why I wanted it a little lighter so that I could get the 2 colors. So, but what I did before I die cut it is I took some scrap pieces of the 3 colors that I'm using, and I put some adhesive sheets on the back. So that way when I did my die cutting, I was able to get adhesive on the back right away, because this is so intricate and it's always hard to put adhesive there. So I decided to do it that way instead this time. So I'm going to go ahead and peel the adhesive sheet off the back. You're going to get all these little pieces falling out. And if there's any left in the image, you can go ahead and take your pick tool or your scissors or something to punch those out. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere that to our stamped leaf. And then that way you get that darker look on top of that off-stamped image of that leaf. Okay, so now I did that with all 3 colors and came up with the 3 leaves there. So now let me go ahead and get this off of my surface here because it's sticky and it's sticking to everything that I'm touching. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere these to the front. I think I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, we'll adhere these first. So then it's just a matter of deciding where you want them. I'm going to use the liquid glue again. And let me go. I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge because I'm going to put this kind of off this way a little bit. So I'm going to put that there. Then I'm going to take another color and adhere it, the liquid glue. Right below that, somewhere in that area. And then the last one, let's go ahead and adhere that at the bottom. I think that looks really nice. Okay, so there you have it. Now I wanted to pop it up on my card front, so I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to use quite a bit because I want to make sure that it doesn't that it goes through the mail nicely. So I'm going to put several on the back here, just so that I have it. You could get the foam sheets that it's in the catalog where you can just cut it down if you want it all over the back, but I decided I'll just use the dimensionals. Take all those backings off, and then put that in the middle. Oops, get that over a little bit. Try to get an even border the best we can. There we go. So there's a card front. Now for the inside, I wanted it to say, "I'm so glad you're in my life." So I stamped that, and then I did, at the bottom here, I did the cherry cobbler, and I stamped it full strength. And then without re-inking it, I off-stamped it right here on the corner. So you got the two colors of the leaves as well. So now let's go ahead and use our Stampin' Seal, because there's no embossing or texture on this. And let's get this put on the inside. And then I'll show you the other cards that I made. So it's easier for me to do it this way, because then I can kind of see the borders on the three sides and try to get them even, and then I just let it fall down, and there we go. So there's the inside of the card, and there's the front. So I went ahead and I did that since I used 3 different colors of leaves, and for this one I'm focusing on the cherry cobbler card base. But then I thought, well, we can focus on these 2 colors too. So did the same thing in the Mossy Meadow and on the Cinnamon Cider. So that way, because this designer paper has all those colors in it. So there you have it. You have 3. You can make it in any color base you want. And there's some really cute cards that you can send out. I love it. I thought of you today. You open it up. I'm so glad you're in my life. So what a way to send it to someone that you are grateful for, that's in your life. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of our MoJOY Monday. And you have a great rest of your day. And we will see you again next week. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.